And I always feel like education is everything. It's just knowing how to do it. Everybody thinks, well, when I get rich, I'm going to do this. Well, you got to have the rich mindset. You got to start thinking as if you already have it instead of waiting for the 500,000 or the 50 or the 5,000 to come. Okay, my 5,000 is with me right now. What would I do with it right now? Start thinking. That energy to me attracts it to you.
Right.
It's been working for me my whole career, like just imagining the things that I want as if they're already here.
Yeah. No, I remember, I used to have the goal of just wanting to be wealthy, but my work ethic didn't match the goal.
Right.
And so I can remember one time one of my mentors said, Will, you've been at this thing for how long? How much money have you made? And I was like, and I've always was experiencing loss. He said, you don't have a business, you have a hobby. He was like, you got to start operating like a professional and start doing the activity that's going to calculate to get you to your net goal. And so I was actually having a call with a client recently, and I was asking him, those questions to help him get to his goal. And I was like, okay, what is your financial goal? He was like, well, I want to make $500,000 a month. I'm like, all right, what do you make now? He said, I make $25,000 a year. I said, so what is your goal, right? What activity are you going to do
to generate
that? He didn't know. I was like, well, first let's reverse engineer what that $500,000 a month even looks like. And so now we need to find a vehicle that's going to help you to produce the activity to get to that end goal. Yeah. So even when we have these goals, we also need to think about what is the activity that's needed in order for us to get there.
Well, it has to be passive income.
It has to be passive income.
Yeah, it has to be something.
How hard you got to work to
bro, listen, it has to be passive income. Well, I call it mailbox money.
Mailbox money.
You know what I mean? Saying like money that you don't even know is coming. You just look in the mailbox.
Hey, we look at the first differently now when you own real estate.
I'm going to tell you my first introduction to hearing what real money sound like, right? So it was probably like 93, 94, and I was on this yacht.
Oh, you have to do is say yacht.
Listen to me. Listen to what I'm about to tell you is going to blow your mind. So get this, right? I'm on this yacht. It was bananas. I ain't gonna say the name because people would start Googling it.
Right.
But the dude who owned it was this Mexican dude who owned all the cable in Mexico.
Wow.
Okay? He ran all the lines under the ocean, all the stuff, right? Anything that's going through them cables, ching, if you're trying to send an email, you're trying to do anything, you're trying to get any kind of communications through Mexico, it goes through him, right?
Wow.
As many times as you can blink, that's how much money he was making, right? So this is why he had all these guys on the ship with AR-17s and stuff. His wife had on diamonds that looked like a James Bond movie. I swear to God, everybody was like, I was nervous. I was like, why there's so many guns? Like, are we supposed to eat at dinner and see an AR?
Right.
Like, this dude was that guy. And I was just thinking, like, how is it possible for somebody to just be printing money like that? Right. Because, you have to own something that generates, like you said, that kind of income for you to have a lifestyle. It doesn't have to be a yacht, but it has to be something. How do people strategize that way? Is it multi-family homes? Right. Is it owning a business that few Starbucks, like Magic Johnson's one of my great, great friends. He's a huge advocate for owning stuff that generates income. Like Magic is like turned his whole life to business. 1,000%. Like he's like the guy to me for showing athletes, that, life after basketball, your life doesn't have to be over. Your life can actually begin and do what
any career.
Yeah, you can still move.
Yeah. Definitely.
He's a perfect example.
Yeah, no. So I can remember when I was younger, like I say, my goal was to be wealthy.
Okay.
The first thing I had to do was identify what is wealth. Because it's a difference between making money and being wealthy.
Absolutely.
Because somebody can make $100,000, $200,000 and think they're good. To them $100,000 bills start coming in.
Yes.
You start noticing money, it takes a little bit more to live the life we think we really want. And so I started to learn the difference about that, and it all starts with economics. And so from that standpoint, then I started to learn the only way you can do that is through cash flow, or is what we call mailbox money.
Correct.
I have to be able to create something that's going to pay me in spite of me. because as long as you're working and you're the engine that supplies the resource for you to actually get paid, or is what we call trading
can't be
time for
everywhere.
dollars, I can't be everywhere, because if I get sick, my money stops. So I had to create some type of engine. And for me, at the beginning, real estate was the easiest way and the easiest entry point for that.
Okay.
So going back to what I mentioned, my very first investment property I bought with a credit card. So I bought a property in Cleveland for $25,000 in 2016. It was 25 grand, like I mentioned, and it was already cash flowing. I like to buy what is called turnkey properties. Basically, you turn the key, you start making money.
Right.
No rehab needed.
Just go.
Already had tenants in there. And so that property was already making $975 a month. Now, the money on the credit card, the debt servicing was costing me about $600. So I have this thing where I say, making money is 5th grade math. You just have to calculate what the equation is and what you want your outcome to be. Correct. So the debt servicing was $600. The property was making $975. So I would have been net positive about $300. I just had to keep doing that over and over and over. And so then I was like, man, so I can make money. It doesn't cost me my own money to create that cash flow. I can just go and buy cash flow. So that's where I really started to learn, okay, I just can borrow the money from the banks, go out and buy things that are already making money. That's how you speed that process up.
Now,
so essentially, I'm buying cash flow.
Okay, I like that. It definitely is very, very clean cut. But like when right now the interest rates have done something low, the interest rates are high, how does a person now maneuver now knowing that it's costing you more to borrow?
Definitely. So in those scenarios, money is definitely getting tighter.
Correct.
This is where you do have to now start not just buying stuff just to buy it. You got to probably put in a little bit more work to do your calculations, because whether you're buying real estate or buying businesses, your money is made at the front end of the deal. So if my interest, or what we call points in real estate, or on the points that the money costs you. So for example, the same money that it would normally cost you for $100,000 property, it may be $500. And I'm just giving a rough example. Right. Now, because the points have went up, or the interest rates have went up, now it may cost me $700 to $800. I just have to make sure that my gross revenue can still cover debt service.
Yeah, cover that.
And so, although, it may be a lot tighter out there to find those type of deals, but they're still out there.
Absolutely.
But now here's the other thing.